Okay, so I'm going to do what we did in the earlier tasks, turn this into a function. One or two bits and pieces that I'm going to assume. So how do we turn something into a function? If you remember, we needed to start off with the def keyword. And I'm actually going to type it right at the top, as would normally be, def, give it a name. Let's call it reverse string. There's my function. This I need to turn into a return rather than the print, so it gives me that back, and I just need to indent all of my characters. Now, what's going to happen is that when I want to reverse a string, I'm not going to have the string in my program, hello. I don't just want to reverse hello every time. I'm going to have my string passed into the function. So my string is going to be there, and when I call it from whichever program, I will replace the call with hello. So I don't need this line at all. And there we have it. Completely finished. We have a function that will work. So I'm going to save that as 6b. And then I'm actually going to call it from the shell. If you remember, we can use the shell for running functions, and I'm going to show you what happens. So if I run my program, it's now in the shell, but nothing works because it's a function. It won't show anything. Actually, the program is right here waiting for the next line, and I'm actually going to type that line in the shell. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send in a string. So I want to print it out as well, so I need to capture the return in a variable. So my answer equals reverse string, and oops, I need to put a string in here. This is fun, and when I press enter, it will reverse that string. And if you remember, we've got nothing out because we still need to print it to the screen. Print my answer, and there we go. This is fun, all reversed. So that's how to use it in a program. So what we've done in the shell is how we want to use it in a program. We do not want to place it in this minitask6b. Now this is capable of reversing any string going. We don't want to just operate with binaries, although that's what we need it for in our binary program. So this is a general purpose one. So instead of calling this minitask6b, I'm going to create a new library out of this file. File, save as, and I'm going to call this one general.py for my general library tasks. So now I've got two libraries. So I'm going to open up my original program. Let's go for recent files, the main program, my main. Got to be careful that I don't pick the one that was in my game. So this is my program, and I want to use that reverse string with my binary strings. I'm only going to call one of these, num1. I'm not going to call num2, so I'm actually going to comment that one out. But I do need to import my new library. Import general, which is what I called it, as G. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting a binary string. We know that the only thing that will return from this library, from this function, is a binary string. I'm going to take that print num1 and 2 out. So we know we're going to get a binary string, so I can reverse that by just typing print. Well, before I do that, let's set a variable. Let's set a variable. Answer equals G. It's in the general file, and I used an alias. It was called reverse string, and the value that I'm going to pass it is num1, because num1 is a definite binary string. Num1. And then I'm just going to print my answer. So when I run my main program now, it's going to call this library, it's going to use that library, it's going to get a definite binary number. That's the only thing I can do, so it's only going to work on binary numbers. It's going to reverse that binary number and print out the answer. Now let's run the program and see what we get. So enter a binary number. It might be a good idea if we enter a 1 which we know has been reversed. So I'm going to type in 1101 and press enter. Ooh, we don't want that. And there we go, it's been reversed. So that is a really, really useful routine. It's a general purpose routine because it will reverse any string. It's not just for this particular binary program. However, everything in my library is just for this one. Maybe I ought to call that one specific instead of general. But I can have as many libraries as I like, and I tend to have ones that just handle the strings. I have ones that just handle the input, ones that just handle output. So I have libraries for everything. In the next video, what I'm going to do is take everything out of a library and just put it into one program so that you can see what it would look like without libraries. So you can tell which one you prefer. But for the time being, I'm going to take the commented stuff out. There you go, so I can keep my main program as short as possible. So that's where we are. Next video, let's take a look at everything being thrown into one program.